This hearing is happening only because of the unprecedented dismissal without cause of General Brown as chairman. As a highly respected military leader, General Brown faithfully served our country for decades. He provided exactly what the Constitution asks of him, the best nonpartisan military advice to civilian leadership. However, for an administration that is claiming to be the most, quote, transparent in history, end quote, no reasonable justification has been provided for General Brown's termination. Instead, General Brown's dismissal reveals, once again, President Trump's intention to install yes men and women with fealty to him and not to the Constitution or the American people. Now, General King, you said you will always speak truth to power in your responses to advanced questions. And you indicated that you would provide independent advice, but let me just mention what happens to people who stand up to President Trump. General Milley, who was a former chair of Joint Chiefs, stood up to President Trump, and here's what happened to him. President Trump took away his security detail, his security clearance. He even took down his portrait in the Pentagon. That's not all. General Milley is now under investigation by the department's Inspector General to see if he will be able to retire as a four-star general. It's always a challenge to stand up to this president.
What do they need to continue this fight?
Thank you, Senator Kelly. With me, my interlocutors, who are principally general officers or members of the Ministry of Defense, they're resolute. They're resolute, they're focused on a task, they have a defense to execute, and they talk to me about the practical aspects of that. You're correct, they do continue to depend on our support. Our support is in a wide variety of munitions, especially, but also the provision of intelligence. They're very eager to maintain those, and there are certain specific ones that I could talk about in closed session that are especially valuable. I did, however, earlier in open session mention air defense missiles as one of the most important because we're basically the sole provider of those for them.
Energy in America great again. I do think we can agree that making energy prices more affordable for all Americans is something we can all get behind. With that being said, the Biden administration's unprecedented four-year war on American energy made it nearly impossible to produce domestic energy on public lands and was nothing short of catastrophic. This catastrophe was made even worse by frivolous and vexatious litigation intended to not only slow energy exploration and production to a halt, but also drive the cost of energy projects up by millions of dollars. Right now, we have a great opportunity to unlock the vast potential of all American energy sources, from onshore and offshore oil and gas leases to permitting new mines right here in America to investing in natural gas projects, including in my home state of Georgia. These are important steps that work not only to drive down the cost of energy for households, but also to provide a reliable source of income for both state and federal governments.